Hi, I'm Chris, and I am a unstuffed taxidermy elephant.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm a whittled wagon.
Jesus. I feel like I want to do mine over now. That was pretty good.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. We gotta get into the episode. But first, I'm gonna pour myself a little bit of tea.
Yeah, we're starting tea time early. Also,
because we poured the water in before we actually wanted to record, but you know.
I wasn't ready. That's my fault. But we got a new teacup. Damn it.
Teapot.
This is my L. this is my.
And I desperately need some caffeine, so I'm going for it straight away.
Yeah, we got a new teapot because Mother found one.
Our producer found one.
We have many producers. I should have gotten
anyone who's tangentially related to this show is a producer, Chris.
Sure.
Yeah. And we don't podcast, but what we did do this week was watch the final few episodes of House of the Dragon Season 1.
Yes, we did. That may have seemed weird, that cut right there, but it's not. Trust me.
Don't bring attention to it. The illusion's broken now.
No, I like bringing attention to it because
you're insecure about it.
Yes.
Chris, the leading philosophy of showbiz is fake it till you make it. Right now.
And welcome back. It's been 2 weeks and we forgot how to do this.
Indeed.
True.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon! Dragon House! Woo! Dragon flopping and flying, it goes. And then we go wee on the dragon. S-tier show, Chris.
Stop yelling.
I cannot hold my enthusiasm for this show, Chris.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go deaf. Listen to this shit. So yeah, obviously we finished House of the Dragon.
It was really good.
It was very good. I know some people had their opinions on the last episode a little bit, which if it's anything less than it was pretty great, then they're wrong.
They are, yes. This is an S-tier show. I had some concerns from last episode, but then they got resolved in this episode. So you know what? Fuck it. S-tier. 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
You can give something 10 out of 10 if you want.
10 out of 10.
There you go. Yeah, this show is very, very, very good.
Oh my god. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's like the really good bits of Game of Thrones.
Exactly. Like it's got most of the writing prowess of Game of Thrones 1, like first half, but it's got all of the dramatic flair of the second half of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon. There be dragons.
There were dragons. as our layout shows that there's a lot of dragons. There's
a lot of dragons and they're all really cool and good.
Yeah. There is one thing that I was confused about, is just the timeline, I guess. How many years before Game of Thrones does this take place?
I think it's supposed to be like roughly 150 years.
Okay.
I don't remember how many dynasties that is in like the lore, but
yeah. I was just unsure because I thought it seemed longer since the dragons, I guess, quote unquote, died out. Since there's a lot of dragons here, but not a lot of dragons later. I'm assuming that might be just because of the Dance of Dragons, which we'll get to.
Which is the whole point of this show.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very good. I think we both highly recommend it.
If you aren't watching it,
fix that.
I don't want to talk to you. Unless the conversation is about convincing you to watch House of the Dragon.
Yeah. There is.
If this show doesn't win any Emmys, something's wrong. Something is wrong in the system. And I don't even like the Emmys. I don't even follow any of like the Oscars or the Grammys or any of the like award shows. But
this better win.
Yeah, this better fucking win. I swear to God.
Yeah, I think that it is a easy good show. Easy good show. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to watch any Game of Thrones.
Yeah, not really.
So, but okay. well, now we can start talking about spoiler stuff.
Oh yeah, spoiler stuff.
Do you want to do any discussion on anything that you were thinking of before we get into the episode by episode?
I mean, everything I want to discuss is specific to the episodes, so yeah, let's get into it.
Okay.
Like last time we had an episode, we watched up to episode 5,
mm-hmm.
I think,
which was a perfect. I mean, besides it being the halfway point, it was the perfect stopping point because the 5-year time skip.
Time skip. Pew.
Yeah.
I forget what episode 5 was.
Episode 5 is the time skip. So we have Rhaenyra. A lot of Rhaenyra giving birth in this show. Not just Rhaenyra, but a lot of giving birth in this show.
Yes.
That's very traumatic.
Yes. It's almost like it's a theme or something.
Yes. A lot. I mean, also with like just the idea that, you know, women going through this, it's a real thing, right? like I don't. Was it Citizen Kane where we talked about like I Love Lucy showing pregnancy on screen?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And so we've come a long way.
We've come a long way. Yeah.
So we start off with a 5-year time skip. We have Rhaenyra giving birth to her
fifth. Yes. Okay. Yes. Her third son.
Yeah.
Joffrey.
Oh right.
Not that Joffrey.
Yeah. The third Joffrey. He's named after the lover of.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
What's his name?
Loras.
No.
Loras.
You're thinking of
Tyrell.
You're thinking of Laris, right?
The husband Valyrian.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is.
Valerian.
His name. It's right here. Ooh, you see it? Ooh, it's right there.
Don't put anything there, Chris. Just let him suffer.
Yeah, let past me suffer. We'll probably remember as we talk. But
yeah.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra's married to her gay husband, and they're having a jolly good time with children that do not look anything like their dad. Like they're much fairer skinned and
they're white.
They're white and no white hair.
Yeah.
They're white in all the ways it doesn't matter.
They have next to no blood of old Valyria in them, or if we want to go in the terminology of the show.
I mean, they're still Targaryens.
Well, yeah, but they don't got the white hair.
Well, yeah, I mean, so we got them, and it's a lot of just that episode centering around like where everyone's at, kind of in their life, because we got Daemon with God, I'm so bad with the names. With the sister of
go on.
Of Rhaenyra's husband, which I can't remember their names at all. We could just look it up.
Little girl Valyrian.
I might just look it up. Fuck it. Here's my phone. But yeah, we have them doing stuff like. What are they doing? Rhaenyra's husband.
They're hanging out in Bravos. Because Daemon does not want anything to do with the politicking of the court in King's Landing. Where's a Pentos?
Well, they're in Essos, essentially.
Yeah, they're away somewhere.
Gay husband. Laenor and Laena.
Laenor.
There they are. Cut to us just remembering that out of nowhere.
Larry Valerian.
Yeah. So we have them doing their own stuff in Essos. Daemon's like, I'm content with just living here, and Laena's like, no, but we should be powerful.
We need a warrior's death. We need to be fighting.
Yeah.
We need to die in action.
Yeah.
And then Daemon's like, oh no, but I like reading. And she's like, that's out of character for you.
Well, he's just like hung up, right? Which isn't out of character.
Yeah.
So he's just hung up on, past Valyria and the Targaryen lineage and stuff. We got Alicent, like, being a real class act of hating on Rhaenyra, because all her kids are bastards. And we also got Kristen Cole, which did a complete
Yeah, I was surprised to still see him like serving the King's Guard in this episode.
That's probably my one, I guess, gripe about the show is that Kristen Cole. I mean, not just Kristen Cole, but he gets like there's no repercussions for like.
Yeah, he doesn't even like get reprimanded by the rest of the King's Guard.
Yeah, it's like after he killed Joffrey.
Yeah,
it's just like
bashed a man's brain in during a pre-game to a wedding, and there's nothing. Nothing's done to him except now he's with the queen instead of the princess.
I mean, he's a cop, so.
Nothing really changes,
Yeah, nothing's changed, except we just don't have any dragons anymore.
Nope. Instead, we have guns.
Yeah, much better. Let's see. What else happened in that episode? Like, it was a lot of the, like, Lena's giving birth, and then, that's towards the end, and that's, they find that, Kristen Cole makes fun of Sir Strong.
Yes,
and
the true reveal of the father of Rhaenyra's kids.
Yeah, is the hand son, and he's handsome,
and he gives these hands, son.
Yeah, he beats the shit out of Kristen Cole just because he's just like fuck this guy, which is fair. Kristen Cole's a dick.
Yeah, but it also.
You should have laughed out like that.
Yeah, come on, dude. Like, it was so obvious he was just trying to provoke him, and
in all
just
fairness,
flew off anyways. But
in all fairness, that gesture of just making fun of the Strong family, like whether it be him or the sons at any point in these episodes, it always works. Every single time it's brought up,
that is
they just start like wailing on someone.
Which I mean, it's not like uncommon for the world of Game of Thrones. Like, that's totally something that the lords would do in this society to defend their honor because someone besmirched their name.
Yeah,
but it's just like, come on, dude.
Yeah. So we got that. Then he's banished to Harrenhal, and the Hand's like, I gotta say, Viserys is like probably my favorite character. I really liked him because he's just like willfully ignorant. Like, Rhaenyra's kids look just like her dad, like their dads. Like.
The universe is a funny thing. I once knew a horse that was white, and when it mated with the black mare, all of the mares were the black and not the white.
No,
isn't it crazy, Alicent?
No, they were brown. He said that was neither of. It looked like neither of them.
I cannot remember my stories in my old age, Alicent.
Alicent, please. I'm not as young as I once was. But yeah, they talk of bastards, and it's really stressful on everyone. Larys, who talked to Alicent in the last episode, right? In episode 5, where she was like, "Oh yeah, like Rhaenyra got the milk of the poppy, and when or whatever the fuck drink that."
Oh, the moon tea.
The moon tea,
yes.
Whatever.
Which we will not be drinking on this podcast.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll see how things go behind the scenes. I don't
know. But yeah, Larys gets more into her head about like, oh, these people should be punished, or not even just that. Like, she's just like, oh yeah, fuck these guys, and she's like, or Larys is like, oh yeah, we can fuck him over. And he kills his brother and his dad. Which I really, I hear people talk about how he's basically like Littlefinger.
Yeah, he's like Littlefinger, but like more evil.
Yeah, because he like Littlefinger's just whispering to people a lot of the time, from what I remember. It's been a while. But yeah, Larys is actively like, we're gonna get these prisoners because we can control them, because why else would they want to do anything?
We're gonna cut out their tongues so they can't snitch.
Yeah, and we're gonna have them just kill people. And it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of like the perfect.
Yeah, like Littlefinger's much closer to like the conniving court official archetype, whereas Larys Strong is a lot more just I suppose, take how we perceive the court politics in King's Landing and then amplify it to its extreme, and there you get Laris.
Yeah, it's very good though. I like how he takes action, like compared to, some of the other ones where they're just like, oh, we should just wait and stuff. And I like how in this early episodes, Allison seems very like complicit. I mean, like she's very surprised, but like she's kind of just thinking, oh, it's fine. In the end, I guess, because she kind of has to like talk herself down or out of it, like after all these shitty things happen. But then I like how later, like it comes back that she's just like, I don't want all this stuff to happen. like all these things that have been going on for years. I don't want any of this shit.
Yeah, it's a very like, I really like it when political stories go the route of like the people in power don't actually want the violence to happen, but they're forced to have it happen anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this show definitely has one of the better interpretations of that as a theme.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty good.
Like the script on this shit is so fucking tight.
Oh, it's very good.
Ooh.
So yeah, at the end of the episode, everyone's on fire, and
everyone's on fire. Oh yeah, and Harrenhal.
Well, also and Lena.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Double fire.
Lena didn't want to die in childbirth, so she's like, I'm gonna die in the process of childbirth instead.
Well, I mean,
by a dragon.
Yeah, she thought dying from flames would be better, which it is more badass that you die.
I'd much rather die from dragon breath than in childbirth. Honestly, dying in childbirth in the medieval times is just kind of mundane. It happens like 1 every 5 times or something.
Yeah.
Statistically. But dragons? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Statistically, you die less from dragons in the medieval times.
Indeed.
Let's see. And that's kind of the episode for episode 6. That was the Princess and the Queen. I didn't say it, but that was the Princess and the Queen. Episode 7, Driftmark.
That's when they're at the funeral, right?
Yeah. I gotta say,
I like this episode.
episode 7, 8, and 10 were like the bangers for me. I really liked all of these
episodes. Okay, for me, the bangers that make this show an S tier are episode 5. That's the wedding, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, episode 5. Episode 7, episode 8, episode 9, episode 10.
It's everything past 4.
Yeah. Like in Game of Thrones, we have like the red wedding, the purple wedding. Mm-hmm. There's the end of season 1 with the execution.
Yeah.
Season 6, we have the sept blowing up. And like all of these are like S-tier moments, but they're all like separated by like half a season.
Yeah.
This is just every episode's a fucking banger.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it is about this show, but the way that they like episode 7, so we start off with Driftmark, right?
Yeah.
We start off with the funeral of Lady Lena, and them not going to Harrenhal and to mourn over Sir Strong and the Hand. But I love this episode because like for the first like 2/3 of the episode, there's very, very little talking. Like there is talking, but there's like not like
most of the dialogue is substituted for like mischievous stares and like eye contact,
and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's just like, oh fuck, they're looking at each other. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
He's looking there, but she's looking that way. Does that mean that he's? Oh fuck, dude! Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember watching this episode and thinking of what you said about episode 5, where you're like, oh, I love this wedding because it has all the characters there and like talking or like glaring at each other and stuff. And episode 7 is just a better version of that, in my opinion, because there's more there. There's been longer.
The wedding was the appetizer.
Yeah,
this is where shit actually starts to get good.
Yeah,
and it was already good.
Yeah, you got Laenor being depressed and sad, which is fair. His sister did just die. We
got my boy Aegon getting drunk.
God, god. At this point, I liked Aegon. Because I was like, he's the only one that didn't give a shit. Then he becomes a very shitty person later.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't give a shit. He's a Sigma male.
Fuck Aegon. At this point, Aegon's fine. After this, fuck him. But you got Aegon being drunk. You got Aemond and
Helena, or
no. You got Aemond and not Lucerys, but
Lucas.
No, the other one.
Borco.
Well, the oldest child of Rhaenyra, like they were like exchanging glances as if they were trying to reconcile, but because there's kids, they're just like, this is kind of awkward.
Oh yeah, because he goes over, or Rhaenyra's kid, goes over to
the sisters'
kids.
Yeah,
they're twins. Are they twins?
No, one's older than the other.
Okay. Well, the little girl Valerians.
Yeah,
and he's all like,
Daemon's kids.
Daemon's kids, and he's all like, oh hey, sorry about your mom dying, and then they're all like, yeah, it's pretty sad. He's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. And they're all sad
together. And then
Aemond,
he walks over, but they're separated by the fire, and he's like, oh no, now I can't talk to them because he's already in a conversation. Fuck.
Oh yeah, but like just the setup of just them like looking at each other across the fire, like trying to reconcile, but they just can't.
Yeah, and
like,
the fire.
It's such a good parallel to
visual metaphor. They're separated by a fire.
Yeah,
because fire is war.
And it's also the Targaryen. Like, there's blood.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fire and blood.
Yeah, dude.
It's
fire separating the blood.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude. Fuck. House of Dragons is good.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, this show is good on a surface level.
And it's also good on, one layer deep where I never venture.
So it's just... It's fantastic.
On the surface level, you got the dragons. On a layer under the boards, you got the beast.
Yeah.
Layer below that, I can't think of a reference for it. So yeah, that's where this bit ends.
You got Lena underwater.
God damn it.
But yeah, just the whole episode, and the thing too with the whole funeral being like very silent. Oh, also, this is the first inkling where we get, Larys is kind of creepy towards Alicent, is when he's staring at Alicent, and Alicent's kind of just like, this guy.
Oh, yeah, but, I didn't think that was, it gets more creepy later.
Yeah, it gets more creepy later. At the time, it's kind of like, oh, he just wants to, do bad things, he just killed his dad and brother.
Yeah, you see, I thought that was him giving, the murderer's stare, instead
of... To kill her?
No, not to kill her, but like a psychopath stare instead of like a sex offender stare.
It was both. It's both.
It turns out to be both.
Yeah,
but you know.
But that's stuff's really good. I really liked Lucerys. He's the second son, right?
Yes, not Lucas. Lucerys.
Lucerys's line when his grandfather.
Corlys.
Yeah, Corlys. When he talks to him, he said, "You're gonna be the heir to Driftmark.
You're gonna be sitting where my ass sits right now, little boy."
And then he says the famous line, "I don't want it."
God damn it!
but then because I laughed, right, but then after he said, "If I'm on the throne in Driftmark, that means everyone's dead," and it's like, that's so good.
That's a really good line. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But then, we get to the point where he doesn't sit on that throne. Which is actually that's kind of funny that he talks about everyone would be dead if he was sitting there, but out of all
he got his wish.
Well, out of all the main people, bar Viserys, he was the first to die. Everyone else was alive from that party that was important. Yeah.
Yes, he did get his wish. It was foreshadowing.
It's reversed where he's like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna die. It's like, not yet. You
have to die first, and then everyone else gets to die.
Yeah. This is obviously spoilers for episode 10, but
brilliant dialogue in this show. Almost on par with season 1 Game of Thrones, I'd say. Although I have been rewatching Game of Thrones recently, and season 1 dialogue is really good.
Yeah, I presume, right?
Yeah. It's really
Then Aemond gets the Vhagar.
Oh yeah, brilliant sequence, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking cool.
And he was able to control her, and then, well, to some degree.
And he's hanging on by like the reins. He's like, ah!
And then,
why did I do this?
I loved that also at the end of it, like when Vhagar was traveling, everyone like in the castle was just like, holy shit, Vhagar.
Where'd he go? Where'd she go?
Because like they didn't. Obviously, Lena was dead, so like, why is she moving around?
Yeah, and Daemon and Rhaenyra are fucking on the beach.
Oh yeah,
at the same time.
This was the episode where a lot of people were like, why'd they record it in daylight and then make it nighttime in the show, but it just looks bad to them. I thought it was fine.
Oh, you know the reason they do that, right? Yeah, because like if you're filming on a set and it's nighttime, you can't see anything because there's no light.
Yeah, I got that, but I'm just saying that people were complaining because it was really dark in the episode. I thought it was fine because I watched it in my room and everything was off, and so I could see.
Oh yeah, yeah. That I did that too. I didn't really. Yeah, okay, I don't follow discourse online, so I didn't know this was a problem.
Yeah, there were like a lot of people that watched it like on the TV and just like with the lights on. They said they could barely see anything.
Okay, is it like the same kind of a problem that like the battle for Winterfell had in season 8, where everything was too dark, or
similarly, yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have a problem at all reading what was happening.
Yeah.
So
I think it was dark only for a couple scenes that were you didn't really need to see everything. Like it was the sex scene, and it was. Jesus.
Yeah, so episode 7 was that the okay? So the funeral was 6.
No, that's
no.
7.
Oh. Well, there goes my grand entrance. I had this whole thing planned. We were just gonna like seamlessly transition to the next topic.
Yeah.
But I always forget what happens like before we have
10 seconds before we
God
pause
damn it.
the recording.
All right, so episode 8.
Well, we didn't finish the episode 7.
Oh, I forgot where we left. Like I said, I always forget what we were just talking about.
Okay, well, we're gonna skip to the kid fights.
Oh yeah, like the second most important thing that happens in the show.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, so Daemon comes back, and the rest of the kids are pissed because they're like, "What? You took the big dragon?" Yes, Aemond. Did I not say Aemond?
I said Daemon.
Fuck. Aemond. Because Aemond Targaryen is something different. Aemond. I can see you trying to figure it out. Do you just want me to tell you?
Sure.
Okay. The maester at the
wall.
Oh,
okay. Right, you're right.
Watch.
You're right.
Yeah. So Aemond Targaryen goes and claims Vhagar, and he comes back, and the rest of the kids are pissed because they're like, "Oh my god, you took the dragon that was ours to claim," and then he's like, yeah, you should have been watching the dragon. It
like,
was just free for the taking.
Yeah, why did you just claim her, bro?
Just claim her. I did it. Fuck you.
and then they start like attacking him. Well, the girls start attacking him a little bit, and then he just fucking sucks. and then it's just a brawl.
Yeah, the two girls attack him, then he defends himself by smacking them, and then for the honor of his future wife, is the older brother whose name we can't remember.
Yeah, well, one day.
We will one day remember. He steps forward and is like, "Hey, you can't do that to my future wife. Have at you."
Yeah, he takes out the knife.
He takes out the knife.
Which escalates things a lot.
Yeah, Aemond grabs... No, he doesn't take out the knife yet. No, he just comes in with fists,
okay.
But then he starts gaining the upper hand, so Aemond grabs a rock. He smacks him on the head. And so
Then he takes out the knife.
Yeah, then Lucaris.
Lucaris.
No, Luke Heron.
Yeah.
He takes out the knife. And he's like, oh, fuck, this is getting serious. Wha-ching! And Aemond goes for him, but then he's like, no, I'm not gonna die today. And slashes him across the face and slashes out his eye.
It was great.
Brilliant scene. And then the next, 20 minutes is just the repercussions of that.
Yeah. Which
is also a really good scene.
There's a lot of really good scenes in this show, I gotta say.
It's banger after banger after banger, dude. Fucking S tier shit.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Yeah, the adults, fighting and talking. It essentially boils down to, it's like, Rhaenyra's kids were insulted because they were called bastards. Which is really fun, because that had nothing to do with why they were fighting.
Yeah.
They were fighting, originally fighting for the dragon and, for the girls and stuff, but it eventually boils down to, we could just chalk it up to this.
Also probably one of Viserys' best scenes, this after fight, trying to resolve everything.
Yeah, and then he goes up to Aemon's like, where'd you hear that they were
Where'd you hear these lies? And then Aemon's like, but Dad, look at them.
No. Aemon looks at his mom, and he's like, I heard from Aegon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Aegon...
And then Viserys gets really close to Aegon and is like, where did you hear these lies, little boy? And then Aemon's like, Dad, look at them. They're ugly. They're not Targaryen blood.
Yeah. And so then he gets really mad. He's all like, this is all lies. Shut the fuck up.
We're a family.
Yeah, and then Alicent's like...
Family.
And then I was like, she has no repercussions?
He took out my son's eye.
Yeah.
I want his eye.
Yeah. Which comes back later.
It does come back later.
They don't get the eye. She slashes
she in a rage, she goes and slashes at Rhaenyra with a knife. Similar to the Cersei Ned conflict in season 1 of Game of Thrones, because Joffrey gets hurt and then Cersei's like, oh no, I want kill the dog that did this to my boy, and then Ned's like, fine.
Yeah.
But this time, the parent of the child who did the wrong doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And so things get messier, arguably.
Arguably. I was impressed that Viserys didn't do anything to Alicent because she slashed Rhaenyra's arm. But also he just wants everyone to not fight. So he's kind of just like, stop everyone, please.
Yeah.
Please.
pretty please with a little cherry on top. Please stop fighting.
So yeah, great episode.
Yeah. King Viserys the Peaceful.
Yes.
Which they call him later. I think that's a very apt title.
It is very apt.
Yeah. Very different from the Viserys in the books I've heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Because isn't he just like a gluttonous drunk?
Yeah. I heard that Martin really liked...
oh yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, the performance.
Yeah,
he's like, I wish... He's like, your Viserys is better than mine. I wish I had my Viserys like yours. that
yeah,
must
if that's
feel...
not an endorsement for why this show is really fucking good, I don't know. I'm not sure what I can do to convince you otherwise.
What an amount of praise, though, right? Imagine
a professional writer telling you that your writing is good. That's never happened to me, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, imagine just being an actor and your performance is so moving that the original creators dude, you fucking rocked this shit. Better than I did.
I made the character, but you made the character, man.
Yes, it was very, very good.
I don't know what George R. R. Martin sounds like.
That is exactly what he sounds like.
Bro, you did really good. I totally believed you were dying of terminal illness.
Dude. Oh, okay. Before we move on to episode 8, I gotta say, my stomach is growling. That's not what I want to say, but that is exactly what was heard. Anyway, I think that the costuming has been fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah. I mean, the costuming has always been good for HBO shows, but I think they go fucking hard on this shit.
I think they go hard on Viserys, like just his.
Oh yeah,
because he looks more and more decrepit every episode. Where you're like, bro, he looks like he's dying, and then the next episode's like, oh no, he's really dying.
And then it just keeps going, and you're just like, oh my god, he's a fucking corpse, but he's still alive. What is he doing?
Yeah, and then I also, along with that, I really liked Rhaenyra's outfits. Whatever she was wearing, I just thought she had such cool outfits.
Okay. So, you're not going to like what I'm going to say, because this is going to cause a rift between us. Just like how there's a rift betwixt the greens and the blacks, but I think that the character with the best costumes is Alicent.
I can agree to that. She has really good outfits, too.
Come on, dude, we were going to make this like a bit.
I mean, I like Rhaenyra's more, but I mean, I think that...
I like Alicent's more. Get graced by the light of the Seven. Your queen is bad for the kingdom, but my queen is holding it together. Your queen's grain is filled with lice. My queen's grain is filled with nice. Your queen's ale tastes like piss. My queen's ale don't miss. I can keep going if you want.
I'm going to take snippets of that and make those YouTube shorts or TikToks.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm pretty sure I accidentally added like a B sound at the beginning of Miss. So it might not have been the best take, but, you know.
I'm going to be honest.
That's the nature of this show. It's all impromptu.
Yeah. Although I think the things that you were referencing, one of them was a Rings of Power reference, and one of them was a Sweeney Todd reference.
It was?
Wait.
I mean, the ale is in Sweeney Todd.
Well, okay.
Explain my multi-layered comedy.
I'll explain your joke for you. And the Rings of Power one's very small, but I thought you were going for the lice thing that when Durin's wife was like, "Oh, your father has lice in his beard," and like making fun of that. I thought that's where you're starting from, but then it went different. And then the Sweeney Todd one was that it tastes like piss, like the magical drink that makes your hair grow.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. I thought that, you know. And
they
were subconscious references to the other things that'll come
I am fucking good at my job. I don't even know it.
He's so good. Okay, well, costume is great. It's fantastic. They do. I mean, obviously, I assume there's some CG work on Viserys to some degree. I can't tell if there is.
Yeah, I can't tell either, but that's a good thing.
Yeah. If there is, great CG work. If there's not, fantastic, like,
prosthetics. And also a shout out to Viserys' actor for like getting those movements really good.
Oh my god!
Like the exaggerated like hobbling that he does is really fucking good.
Oh, it's so. Oh my god! It's so
that. I have no way to confirm this because I don't know, but that's a very stage acting thing to do, like with those really exaggerated like.
Yeah, which he does in episode 8.
Even more so.
Yeah, the Lord of the Tides.
Yes.
I wrote
banger episode.
This has Viserys' best scene, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so
you're talking about like the
walk,
the trial.
Yeah. Well, when he walks in.
Yeah. So episode 8, Otto Hightower is back as Hand of the King.
Yeah. Well, he was back there in Driftmark, I think.
Oh, was?
It's just that he wasn't
he wasn't
prominent character at that time.
Okay.
Because they were doing a lot of the infighting. But yeah, he's
because he had to come back because Larys killed his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But in this episode, he's much more of a problem because
he's trying to make all the big moves.
Yeah, him and Alicent are like taking over the kingdom essentially.
Yeah, Viserys is dying from whatever it is he's dying from, so they just keep giving him opiates.
I think you're right with leprosy. I think it is leprosy. Yeah.
I don't remember. I think they mentioned that in like the after episode rundowns or whatever.
Well, but before that, when you mentioned it on the previous episode of our podcast,
I just know that leprosy makes you lose appendages, so that's my best guess.
Yeah. So
I'm also pretty sure it's contagious. because like I know in olden times you had to ship people with leprosy off to leper colonies.
Yeah,
but
no one's got leprosy else. So
do you have leprosy?
Not to my knowledge.
I'm losing more than my limbs. Fuck.
The bit scared you. Yeah, so Rhaenyra and Daemon go to see Viserys, and they're like, "Oh, everything's so green," and
where's all the Targaryen like dragon porn art? That's a thing. That's actually on the set.
I believe you, and that's fine.
I mean, they don't really draw attention to it at all. Also, fun fact: it's actually pretty accurate to the time that this is based on, like in pre-industrial like kingdoms and stuff. There was a lot of like porn paintings.
I mean, yeah,
I've seen some in real life. I went to a museum like 10 years ago where I think it was a museum in Hollywood where they had like a traveling exhibit of artifacts from Pompeii, I think.
Okay.
And they had a whole section that was just like sectioned off for like 18 plus section.
Oh wow.
And it was all the salvaged pornography from Pompeii. And I went in there, and I was only 14, and no one stopped me. So shout out to the security there for being real cool about it.
Yeah, for being real G's. Well, that's interesting. I did not know that. I mean, porn's been around forever, and people love it. So it just got more powerful as the internet became a thing.
Yes, although I will say there is a certain charm to the pornography of like before Leonardo da Vinci, you know, because it's like in our modern eyes we see that style of painting to be like very regal, very like high class. Is like, oh, this is ancient, this is untouchable by the masses, and they're just fucking over there.
Yeah, like to them it's just like, it's poor. That is very funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
that's gonna be hentai in a couple hundred years. They're gonna look back on it and like, oh, this is beautiful art. That's so funny.
I mean, that's us now, but you know,
that's us now.
Yeah, we'll do the hentai episode at some point.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 8.
I've completely forgotten what we were talking about.
Wait,
dragon porn on the walls. It's replaced with artifacts of the Seven.
Yes, we're going back full circle.
And they're all like, "Wow, it's been only 5 years, and I hardly recognize the place."
Yeah, this 5 years doesn't feel as big of a time skip as the episode 6 5 years.
Yeah, at this point, it's just like getting new actors for the kids.
Yeah. Which I gotta say, the kid actors have been pretty.
Yeah,
good.
pretty solid.
Yeah, which is something that
I assume. I mean, they weren't annoying, so that's like my only bar for child actors.
I think they just did their parts well. I mean, like the kid fight scene was really good when they did that.
Oh yeah, they had some good screams in there.
Yeah. Anywho, the episode continues with Alicent talking to Daemon and Rhaenyra, and they're just like, "You're keeping him sedated, and this is bad."
And then my girl Alicent's all like, "Yeah, but he's in so much pain. If you were here, you'd do the same."
And then,
the main dispute of the episode is who gets Driftmark when Corlys is gone.
Yeah,
because he's injured on the stepstones. Or something.
He was sick, or
he got a fever.
Yeah, so
after an injury, or I think.
So they assumed he was going to die.
Yeah,
and so his brother tries to lay claim, and then
there's some politicking before the trial happens, where Rhaenyra is talking to Rhaenys, and the Alicent is talking to Otto about it, and they're trying to keep Viserys sedated so that the Hand of the King can deal out the judgment on behalf of the crown.
Yeah, and then Rhaenyra begs Viserys to like stand up for her, because she's like, "Yeah, I need you, Dad." And then
check it out. I named my fourth son after you.
Yeah, I mean, well, she did that like before, But then after, when she started realizing things are like looking bad on their part, she's like, I need you, Dad, like essentially. And then the best Viserys scene,
the best scene in the whole show, maybe.
Yeah, I would
right when Rhaenyra is about to give her testimony, the doors open. Here comes Viserys hobbling in with a gold mask covering half his face.
So good. Oh my god, I love that.
It's fucking epic, dude.
Dude, just like the amount of, oh my god, it's so much. Like he's dying, this very dying decrepit man is like, I'm going to send that throne and I'm going to defend my daughter's like family. And it's like, and just like the long walk over there.
Yeah, he tries to climb the stairs, but he can't. His crown falls off, so his brother comes over and hands it to him.
And he's the only one he accepts help from, because he didn't want to accept help from anyone before that. But because his brother, he's like,
yeah.
I'll
and then there's like Matt Stone Smith. I'm pretty sure I got that wrong in the same exact way last time. Matt Smith Damon is like looking really concerned at Viserys the whole time, because he's like, oh fuck, that's my brother, he's like the same age as me, that's gonna be me. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then he sits on the throne and has some really good dialogue.
Oh, he starts off with saying, like, I'm kind of confused.
Why are we debating this topic that has been determined already?
Yeah, it's like, dude, what a great opening line.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And I fucked up.
I mean, it didn't fuck anything up, so we're good.
I fucked up. Yeah, it was just very, very good. And then Corlys's brother, essentially, well, first Viserys asks Rhaenys like what her thoughts on it, since she knew Corlys very well, and then she essentially is like, oh yeah, he's always wanted Luke to take the throne. Yeah,
and then the Corlys's brother gets real peeved about that, and he's like, why should it go to this little boy? He's no Velaryon.
Yeah.
He's a big old B word.
And then Daemon's like, say it. And then he screams, bastards!
I speak the truth, and their mother is a whole... And he gets his head sliced in two.
Well, not exactly like that, but
yeah.
I like that Viserys stood up with his knife. He's like, I'll have your tongue. like he was immediately like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. And then
I can barely walk, but I'll still stab you.
Yeah. And then Daemon doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he just cleaves his head in two, and he's like, he can keep his tongue. Ah ha 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 ha. And they all laugh.
Well, yeah, all of them laugh. And the thing that I liked about Corlys' brother was that he didn't say anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
Technically speaking,
he died for the honor of the truth.
Yeah, which at this point everyone's like, there's something above honor than truth, and that is like the stability.
Surviving.
Yeah, surviving and the stability of everything, right?
The stability of the realm.
Yeah, and so I think that
one king, 7 kingdoms.
Yeah, it's very good.
Well, I think at this point is it still 6 kingdoms at this point?
No, I think it's 7.
Is it? Okay.
But yeah. Then they have the Thanksgiving scene, or the Last Supper scene more.
Yeah.
And
whoever's like, Rhaenyra, I forgive you. Alicent, we were friends.
Yeah, I like Viserys like crying and thinking, oh, he's just an old man that just wants his family to like be together. And
he takes off his mask and he's missing an eye and like part of his cheek, and he's like, I'm not gonna be around for very long, so you better fucking be nice to each other. I swear to God.
Yeah, but I like that Rhaenyra and Alicent, they, despite their problems with each other and their and Viserys that they have, they do recognize that he's not like entirely wrong, that we should try to get along, and then they do.
He still definitely has a moral standing. Yeah. And we got my boy Aegon fucking around with his cousin's future wife, who also happens to be his stepsister.
Yeah.
And is also his cousin.
Yeah. A lot of incest.
A lot of incest.
But yeah, Aegon at this point, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, at this point he's like full asshole.
Yeah.
And then my boy.
Well, it's also going into like the actual problems between the rest of the kids. That Alicent and Rhaenyra have both poisoned their kids with their anger and like restrictions that they kind of, and along with the kids having
the
their
conflicts
own
of the previous generation move on to the new one.
Yeah, and so when Alicent and Rhaenyra are trying to make up, all the kids are like not having it with each other.
And Aemond in the back is just staring at Luke.
Yeah, and then the pig is brought out in front of Aemond, and then you see fucking Luke like laugh.
He gives like a nervous laugh, and then Aemond just fucking loses it. Bam!
And he's just like, hey, to these strong boys,
healthy and wise and strong.
Yeah, that's so good.
And then this is another instance of Rhaenyra's kids losing their shit over the implication of being a bastard.
Yeah,
which this is like it worked in. I thought it worked in Back to the Future where they kept calling him chicken and he kept getting pissed off. It's like this is like that, but darker.
Yeah. So then the episode concludes with them like kind of fighting Alicent and Rhaenyra.
Yeah, Viserys leaves the dinner table before the fight happens, so he thinks that everything's all well and good.
Yeah. And then the episode ends with both episode 8 and 9 end in a way that I didn't like at first, and then I was okay with after the next episode.
Yes, and I completely agree with that. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they were able to like write it like that. Because it like messes with your expectations, right? And then 2, like it actually creates a problem that they already had like a solution to, because it wasn't actually like a problem with the writing, which is Viserys.
Yeah, we just didn't we just thought it was a problem with the writing because we didn't think ahead.
Well, not even that, because like we've seen it happen like this and it's been done poorly.
Yeah, we've seen bad writing in Game of Thrones before.
Well,
this ain't it. This is good. This is a good one.
Yeah, so Viserys, in his dementia-ridden state, thinks that Alicent is Rhaenyra, and remembers to when Rhaenyra asked him like
Rhaenyra,
a day or two before.
The prophecy, the Song of Ice and Fire, is the prince that was promised. Aegon said so, and then Alicent's line.
Aegon should be king.
And then Alicent's like, Aegon, fuck my prince, my little boy, he's gonna be king.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I know some people were pointing out that they thought hearing that reinforced like her idea that like her family should take power, but I also thought like once we get to episode 9 that she was like concerned with this. It's like this is his last wish, like, and I believe him and stuff, but also like this is weird, like
because like before episode 9 came out, I thought the ending for episode 8 I still liked it, but it felt like a little bit. It's
contrived,
you know,
bad communication.
Contrived. That's a better term than asshole.
Yeah, it's a contrived bad communication.
It's a miscommunication. It's like something that you like, that would be the source of like a lie revealed story in like a kid's cartoon or something.
Yeah, and which is why I had a problem with it a little bit like during the time.
But then the next episode comes out and it's like, oh wait, it's actually good.
Yeah. So episode 9.
Which is I think
the Green Council.
The Green Council. Well, we're gonna get to it. The second third of this episode is like peak cinema.
Oh.
This is S tier of S tier shit.
Well, let's start off with Viserys is dead.
Yeah, Viserys is dead.
Alicent goes into like the meeting room and she's like, "This is what happened." She looks like confused and like not frustrated but concerned, right?
He wants Aegon to be king, and they're all like, "Oh yes, Aegon is going to be king."
Yeah, they're like, "All right, we can move with our plans," and then she's like,
"What the fuck? You were talking about this shit? You traitors!" but not anymore.
The traitors, yeah, and then I like that because it shows that Alicent was naive and ignorant. Not even willingly at this point.
Yeah,
like
they were
actively just.
Yeah, they were plotting a coup without her.
Yeah, so I like that. That the death and what he said it concerned Alicent, but also they didn't really care, like, whether it was going to happen or not. Like they were just going to overthrow Rhaenyra in the first place. Except for that one dude, which Cole kills and gets away with, because that's Cole.
Yeah, and, spinning of boards. Yeah, I fucking love, like especially the ending for that council scene with the other Kingsguard who draws a sword on Kristen.
Oh yeah, and then even after that,
yeah, he fucking quits the Kingsguard.
Yeah, he's all like, "I serve the king,"
and the king's no king. Fucking dead.
Yeah, so see ya.
Like, every character is important in this show. There are no bystanders.
Yeah,
bystander. Wait, is it bystanders?
Bystanders.
Bystanders. Okay.
It's very good.
Tight fucking script.
So, and I like the separation between 9 and 10, which is, the two sides of...
oh, yeah. First we see the green side, and then we see the black side.
Yeah. And so, this whole episode revolves around Alicent, Otto, Aegon. Oh, them looking for Aegon, and Aegon's like, I don't want it.
Funniest fucking scene of the whole show. I'm not worthy. Send me away.
And I was just like, please, agree to what he's saying.
Yes.
Like,
Aemond would probably be a more competent king if more evil.
True. Well, I mean, the thing is, he doesn't seem malicious towards anyone but his cousins. Like, so that we've seen so far. So we don't even know how malicious he is. Like, Aegon's actively like, as they try to look through him,
season 2, we're gonna see him commit some pretty hefty war crimes. I'm guessing, but
probably non-book readers here. So,
oh yeah, we haven't read the books.
Yeah.
Although I have spoiled myself a little bit because I think I know who wins the Civil War at the end.
Oh.
But I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80% sure.
Yeah, I don't know anything, so I don't want to be sure. Yeah, so Aegon.
Yeah, they're looking for Aegon.
All the things that he's done, and it's all shitty things.
Yeah,
like
he's a rapist. He's got an unknown number of bastard kids,
and he makes them fight.
He makes them fight in the pits, and he bets on them.
It's all sorts of fucked up.
Oh yeah,
and then this is a split between the Erics, which I like too.
Yeah, I like that. That's gonna like we had Clegane Bull for Game of Thrones. We're gonna have Eric Bull for House of the Dragon.
Are they actually twins? Like,
yes, they're actually twins
in real life. Okay.
Oh, in real life,
or is it the same person?
I don't know actors, Chris. I mean, Hollywood has resources. I don't even know if HBO is a Hollywood thing. Fuck.
Either way,
I mean, we could just drive down to Hollywood and ask.
You could Google it. Yeah, the Erics and the split between them as they go throughout the city is very good.
Yeah, it's like a very slow, like, detective story where things just keep getting more fucked up, and it's kind of like this big comedy of errors trying to find this dude.
Yeah. What do you think about the White Worms and her accent? Because I know some people were like, why is she putting on this weird accent?
Well, that's because she's from Essos, right?
Yes, yeah. But some people were like, they just didn't like her accent.
I thought it was fine. I mean, I wasn't able to pick up where she was from, so I assumed it was from, like, Pentos or Bravos or someplace where we didn't really get a whole lot of like screen time in Game of Thrones, but
yeah,
I thought it was fine.
That's not what bring up that point. I thought it was fine too. I mean, it was whatever.
I mean, I didn't really think about it, so
I did think about it a little bit, but ultimately it's whatever.
What, did she talk like this or something?
It was all slower.
Or did she talk like this, eh? Did she call him a hoser? Package?
Just mail.
I'll
get it after.
Okay.
So Otto talks to her and gets Aegon. Eric with an A.
I don't remember which one does which.
I think Eric with an E. Arc?
I mean, they all have nebulously British accents, so the vowel sounds are hard for us to discern.
Yeah.
Like Valarian versus Valerian, you know? And then Eric versus Arik. They're like, Arik.
Yeah.
So... yeah, but one of the twins wants to keep their oath to the king Aegon.
And the other
one's like, what are you doing? This guy's fucked up. I don't want him to be king. And so he fucking leaves.
Yeah, which we'll get back to that.
Yeah, I'll come back in season 2. I guarantee it.
I'll come back in episode 10. And then they bring Aegon back because Alicent got him.
There's a scene between Otto and Alicent where she's like, haha, I found him first.
She did not say that. That's how Otto viewed her saying that. Like, in his mind, she was saying those exact words, but she was like, what the fuck, dude? like why? It's sad to say she just realized all of what was happening with Otto and everyone else. She's like, this is stupid and trash, and I'm gonna take a stand and I'm gonna do shit.
The whole reason for the chase was because they wanted Alicent wanted Aegon. Sorry, my American is coming out. Aegon. Otto rather wants Aegon to send assassins to Rhaenyra so that nothing can challenge his throne, and then Alicent wants to influence Aegon to be like, oh no, just
show mercy.
Show mercy, either exile him or give him Dragonstone or whatever. And then she gets him, and she's like, all right. Fuck you, Dad. I'm doing what I want with my son.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, he'll get coronated in the Sept, and then before that we get to that, the Rhaenyra and Alicent have a talk, which I quite liked.
When they locked her in the bedroom.
Yeah, okay. And then she was just saying, oh.
You are looking for a window from your prison instead.
That was such a good line.
That's good. That's more good dialogue.
Yeah, and Rhaenyra's like, haven't you ever wanted to be on the Iron Throne? And then Alicent's like, I've never actually thought about that.
That's an option. I could have done that.
And so she leaves, and then Eric breaks.
Yeah. So after Alicent gets Aegon. Yeah. Eric goes and smuggles Rhaenys out of the keep.
Yeah, but then she gets lost a little bit.
Yeah, she gets swept up in the crowds being herded to the Sept like they are herding sheep.
Yes.
Which is the first shot of the crowd, I believe, was a pack of sheep going through the crowd. So I thought that was a neat little thing.
I didn't know.
But also everything after once dawn cracks. And Rhaenys gets lost in the crowd. I think everything after that in this episode is top tier S tier shit, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. You've heard me go on about aesthetics before.
I have, yes.
And this shit is fucking aesthetic, dude. All indentation, 14-point font, italicized, aesthetic. It's so fucking good, dude.
You want to go into the aesthetics?
She gets lost in the crowd, right?
Yes.
And then the camera work is all close up, and there's sounds going around on all sides, and the gold cloaks are being all assholes, like, make your way to the keep, you fucking little poor peasant people.
They do say that. Yeah.
They bash their heads in and they bring them over to the Sept. It's shot really cool. They got all the cool fucking CG backgrounds of King's Landing with the cool lighting and shit. And it's dawn, so the further this goes on, the more things get brighter and it looks really cool, right? This is some it's all of the visual tropes of high fantasy and gothic fantasy and stuff, and it's probably done the best I've seen. Outside of Rings of Power, I guess.
Yeah.
And they get to the Sept, and everything's quiet, and everything's super tense because they're not saying nothing. And they got Otto and Alicent on the top, and they're all they get everyone into the Sept, and
come on, man.
And I'm sorry, it's just really exciting, man. This is that shit that I'm always looking for in art. The trumpets come in. Okay. Everything goes silent. It's the trumpets, and it takes their attention. And Otto Hightower is standing at the stage, and the camera's looking down because Otto's looking down at the crowd because he's both elevated on the stage and elevated by his position. It's symbolic of how he looks down on the people, and he's like, "Everybody, take a look at your new king. The old king's dead. New king." And then from the side, the soldiers come in with all the swords. They're like, hop, 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 hop. They put the swords up, and then Aemon walks down the aisle, and the sword. Aegon walks down the aisle, and the swords come down, and it's like real fancy, and to make him look real badass. He's got the short white hair.
I hate him, but he did look really
cool. He looked fucking badass. He got the full black suit with the black gloves. He's walking down, and he's looking real nervous. He looks up at the people on the stage, and like when he's walking down, the camera is on his eye level. So when he looks up, he's looking up at the people, and that's probably symbolic for something. He walks up onto the stage, and they're like, King Aegon, we give you the Conqueror's crown, and it's black, and it looks real badass. It's got the little fucking red diamond in it, and he's like, the Conqueror's sword, and he pulls out the really cool looking Aegon the Conqueror's sword. It's got like lines going through it. It looks badass, and then he turns around to the crowd, and the crowd starts clapping, and then he pumps up his sword, and they start cheering, yeah! And then we in the audience are thinking, oh fuck, he actually likes being king. Oh no, this is bad. And he pumps again, yeah! And he pumps again, yeah! And then it's like a fucking explosion from the Rhaenys, and the dragon comes up from the ground, kills everyone. There's a beast beneath the boards. It was the dragon. The beast was the dragon beneath the boards. It comes up from the steps, and it goes, wah! And then there's this like big standoff where she's looking down at the people on the stage who are looking down at the people that she just killed without a second thought, and she's staring them down, and she like gives her dragon to roar, but she doesn't kill him. No. She doesn't kill him, which I thought was a problem until the next episode, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
and she flies out of there, and the episode ends, and I'm just sitting there like.
The way the audience and I probably felt like rewatching this, is that's how they felt like after you.
It's really good.
You good?
It was
you okay?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was all right.
Yeah. It was all very, very well done. I like that the crowd was kind of like, this is kind of weird, but they're like, who cares? Because they're like, man king, and also we don't, or what do we have to say?
Also, a nice little detail, they went ahead and added like heavy coughs and like burps and farts in the crowd.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice detail.
It also had, what else did I like in that scene? Someone online I saw point out that both his siblings, that they hate him, right?
Yeah, Helena
but Helena didn't look at him because she was like disgusted and fears him, and Aemon looks only at him out of like, because he's like, oh, I should have this and not you, and I like that like contrast between like how they view their hate towards this one person.
It's also a really cool like attention to detail thing. Like, I mean, to keep saying this, the script on this show is fucking tight.
Yeah.
Everything's accounted for.
Yeah, it's very, very good. So anything else for episode 9?
It was alright.
Yeah, it was alright. And then the season finale.
Oh yeah, we should probably explain why we thought the very end was a bit iffy until.
Because that Rhaenys just didn't kill them when she had the chance. And
and like for this episode and a couple previous episodes, there's a recurring theme about, is murder justified if it like prevents more violence?
Yeah.
But when I watched it the first time, I thought that was more of an Alicent thing than a Rhaenys thing. Mm-hmm. But it turns out that wasn't even the theme they were going for at all. So.
Yeah.
and it's explored a little bit more in the next episode, and instead of thinking, that was kind of weird, we're now thinking, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so now episode 10.
Episode names. So episode 9 was the Green Council.
Now it's the Black Queen.
The Black Queen.
Yeah. I like how the episode starts. Not immediately, but it begins with Rhaenys coming to Dragonstone, and then Rhaenyra and Daemon like welcome her. They're like, I'm so sorry. Like, they're thinking, oh, Corlys is dead. It's time for like Luke to step up, and they're like, oh, okay. And then Rhaenys is like, your dad's dead. Also, Aegon's king. and if fucking freaks Rhaenyra out, I mean, it's not something to laugh at, but it freaks Rhaenyra out so much that it forces her to go into labor, and it's just like, that's so like, because those are big,
things. Going into labor based off of current events in the story. That's a very like mythology kind of a story point.
I also like that Damon, although I did see some funny jokes about it. Damon immediately asks how did he die, and immediately goes into they killed him
because he was killed.
They're giving him like the poppy stuff to like ease him, and they were thinking or he thought if they just instated Aegon as king, they must have been planning to
overthrow.
Yeah.
So in his mind, it's all like a grand conspiracy to. It's like the simplest option from his perspective.
Yeah.
Kill the king, make my son the king.
Yeah. In all fairness, it does make a lot of sense.
It does, yes.
But I saw some people joking online saying, "Dude, your brother was decrepit the entire time. How are you surprised he died?" And I thought that was funny. I mean, I think it's just the speed at which Aegon was crowned king that made it look bad.
Yes.
Because if he was not instated king like the day after he died, then it wouldn't have looked nearly as suspicious on all that. Rhaenyra gives birth.
Yeah, we get a very
traumatic.
Yes, we get two very HBO scenes in these two episodes. In the previous episode, it was I thought it was a little bit out of place and kind of fucked up, where we get the foot fetish scene.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, but I'm fine with it because it's HBO. HBO is gonna HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get another HBO scene, which is more disturbing. We get to see like the full rushed stillborn labor of Rhaenyra.
It is very fucked up.
Yes, I don't think I've seen a stillborn pregnancy in film, period, let alone one that's like given in full detail.
Yeah, that graphic. It was very to me, like, it felt like so mesmerizing, I guess, just like seeing this not, I don't want to say train wreck, but like just tragedy, I guess, unfold like in real time, right? Just her physically going through it, and then the baby dying. I appreciate that they showed Rhaenyra, sad about this, and like seeing that like her dad died, Aegon's taken over, and then her newborn child, her stillborn,
she's still trying to figure out all the politics going on while she's having labor pains.
Yeah, so she's like she's going through it.
Yeah, lots of attention to detail in her performance in this episode.
Yeah, and so it's very, very good. And
meanwhile, Daemon is with the War Council planning their invasion.
Oh, Daemon's just full like murder. He just wants to kill people.
Murder, death, kill. That's his setting. And in the background, the entire time, Rhaenyra is giving out screams of pain. Mm-hmm. It's like both kind of awkward and sad, and like kind of badass because they're planning a war.
Oh, it's so good.
It's really good. Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, and so Rhaenyra, they burn the stillborn, and then they get to planning. And I really liked that Rhaenyra was like, you really shouldn't be going to war. Like, it's like, yeah, we have more dragons, even though we have less people, but like, everything will be burnt. And I think also that's revealed in this episode that she really took what her father said. Like, I mean, not just in this episode, but she says it in episode 8 when she asks him like, "Oh, do you really think this is true?" and stuff.
Oh yeah, the prophecy.
About the prophecy. And then in episode 10, she's like, "This is something."
Babe, I'm Azor Ahai. And then he's like, "What do you mean?"
Dude, I was so mad, Damon. I'm like, dude, like, I like you. You can kill whoever, but like I draw the line at like abuse like that. I was just like, you just come on, dude. But I did like how after she's like, he never told you, and he's just like jealous about like, oh, my brother didn't tell me everything. He tries to make up for it by saying, oh, he's just senile, which is a fair thing. But like, but yeah, when Rhaenyra's just like, yeah, I want to keep everything together because if this thing is true,
everyone in Westeros is gonna fucking die.
Yeah, and it's like it's bigger than just like a war, because like
it's the fate of the realm, Daemon.
Yeah, because I think is interesting is that I think she probably does feel that she doesn't want to rule over Ash and Ruin, but I think she feels that if that were to have happened, it would have been more fine. then the idea that this entity outside of their realm takes over everything.
Yeah. Also, another angle from her perspective. Like for half the episode, she's just trying to keep Damon from invading before they get more allies.
Yeah.
Because if her forces attack somewhere before they are first attacked by the Crown, then they are seen as the aggressors.
Yeah.
So more lords will flock to the Greens.
Yeah. I think I really liked that too. That they were both sides in terms of like, even though Allison and their group made a move, they're not like trying to go to war yet. On both sides, I think I like, and I know some people might not like the ending of the episode, but I quite liked it.
I fucking love the ending of the episode, I think dude. That shit was badass.
Dude, and I think it just works. I mean, we'll get to that, but they're still doing their council thing. They're mentioning all the like the big names, the Starks, the Lannisters, the
Baratheons.
The
we need to get these guys on our side. Yeah. But we have more dragons.
Yeah, and so she sends. Well, the kids say, "Oh yeah, we'll go.
We'll go convince the older brother. I'm gonna go convince the Starks and the Vale."
Yeah,
and then the younger kid is like, "We're gonna send you over to fucking Storm's End and convince the Baratheons."
Because it's the closest. Yeah,
it's the closest. We're gonna go. You're gonna go in and go out. 20 minutes, quick adventure.
And it goes so horribly wrong. It's
like okay, so that bad shit's gonna go down when like after they leave, they just cut to him flying to Storm's End.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say after Rhaenyra like talked to her kids and stuff, I was like, I hope one of them dies. Not because like I want to see these kids dead or anything, but because like
it would be really badass to watch them die.
Obviously it's gonna move the plot forward, right? Which it does. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, the aggressor ends up being the Greens because Aemond can't control his dragon.
Which is a thing that was stated by Viserys early in the show.
Yes, and he also probably couldn't have controlled the dragon because the dragon couldn't hear him in the storm winds.
There's just a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind. It can't hear him.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, because both dragons disobeyed their...
Yeah, because the wind. Well, you can't hear them.
Not just that. I'm pretty sure Vhagar didn't care at that point.
Yeah.
But, well, again, we're not there yet. But,
we're not there yet.
Luke gets to see the Baratheons, and then in a fucking fantastic shot, you see Vhagar, like...
in the background, just like kaiju ass.
It's so good. That's such a cool shot.
Only being lit up by like the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then you see Aemond inside, and then so they showed Aemond had a marriage proposal for the Baratheons, and
so Lord Baratheon is like, all right, kid, this your cousin over here brought himself a marriage proposal for me to join his side. What do you got? Who are you gonna marry? Which of my daughters are you gonna marry?
He's like, I'm betrothed, and they're like, well, then I guess we're done. And I like that Luke was like keeping his what his mom said or what Rhaenyra said. We are just a messenger. We're not to fight no matter what. And Aemond kept like egging him on, like, oh, here, take out an eye. Like, I want recompense for this, even though he got a dragon, and he even said that. He's like, I'm still bitter.
Yeah, he takes off his eye patch dramatically, and there's like this blue gem in there. It looks badass.
I saw someone say that it was like, oh, is that mithril?
Is that mithril?
But...
And then he's like, take out your eye, and Luke's like, what? No, that's stupid.
Yeah,
You're
stupid. And then Aemond like tries to attack him, and then Lord Baratheon's like, dude, don't do this.
Not in my house.
Like, Yeah, and so...
Take it outside.
Luke goes on Araxes and leaves, and then
in a fucking cool shot, the camera lingers on him from below, and then you see above him that Vhagar is above it, just kind of like over his head. He's fucking badass.
It's very good. And then it's just the entire chase scene,
and we get a proper dragon fight.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Aemond wasn't like trying to kill him. He was like he wanted to torment him because he's just
he doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to give him a bad time.
Yeah, and then
more in like a sibling rivalry kind of a way instead of a war, murder, death.
Yeah, and then it escalates to a point where the dragons, which spoilers for a little bit for Nope, but it's a very good parallel to that movie because it's about not controlling animals and like that you controlling them is an illusion, which it is, and that is very put here because Luke
is whizzing away like
but Araxes gets scared because
Araxes thinks it's legit.
Yeah, and so Araxes breathes fire on Vagar.
Araxes uses his breath weapon. He deals, and Vagar fails his dex save, so he deals 6d6 fire damage to Vagar. But Vagar's a dragon, so he gets fire resistance, so it's only half damage anyways. But,
and then Vagar
pisses off Vagar.
Yeah, Vagar gets mad. And
the moment that Araxes breaks out through the clouds and Luke is like, oh, we made it. Just...
Oh my god, and it's so good. And
Aemond is like, no, Vagar! And then is good.
And then the scene after where Araxes' dead body is just
in chunks falls into the ocean.
And then it just goes on to show Aemond by himself. He just genuinely looks
he is
scared,
so fucking upset.
Like regretful, he's confused. It's just so many emotions. He's just like,
I fucked up.
Like,
I fucked up.
Yeah, because I don't think he genuinely wanted to kill.
No,
his
he
cousin.
did not. No.
One because he's still childish in himself. Like, he didn't really grow up because he still holds on to these grudges. He was playing around with the dragon, so they didn't understand there are consequences to these things. So he gets that, and he
also didn't want to be the aggressor in the war.
Yeah, and then he realizes, oh shit, like I just started a war, and he's just like, uh-oh. I love just the look on his face is one of my favorite shots in the entire show because of how confused, just all the emotions he's going through.
Yeah. It's like a fancy version of the surprised Pikachu face.
Yeah, he's just like,
what have I done?
Yeah, and then the last shot is on Rhaenyra being told by Daemon what had happened, and
she gets pissed. She gets real mad. She's pretty peeved about it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I think the thing that made it hit really hard for me was the after credits discussion that the show does.
Yeah.
When what's their face? The
director.
The actor that plays Rhaenyra.
Oh.
They say that Rhaenyra thought that she understood death because her dad died, her mom died, her lover died, all these people around her die, and she's like, Rhaenyra thinks, oh yeah, I understand what it means to lose someone, and then even the stillborn, right, and then after all that, and when she's still like, oh, we should be peaceful, then she loses her son, and she realizes, I didn't know anything about grief, or death, or even my own anger, and
I got it. She went from "we have to keep the realm together" to "fire and blood." Damn it!
She turns all Daenerys and is like, "I'm burning everything to the ground," or the Mad King, essentially.
Well, we're probably going to see a lot more of that in season 2.
Yeah, Rhaenyra, just learning about grief was really cool to me. I just thought it was so cool. Well, not learning about grief, but just her understanding that her son dying is so much heavier than any of the other deaths she's experienced. Because, realistically, I don't, not to undermine anyone's trauma or anyone's suffering or whatever, but I can only imagine that emotionally, losing a child that you love is probably one of the worst feelings, you can have.
A hard disagree.
If you don't like children, I said a child that you love. As a parent, we're not parents.
Okay, full disclaimer: I haven't been around death all that much because I'm like a modern person.
So, I'm surrounded by death. I know people. I know there's a.
Oh yeah, over there.
Dia de los Muertos. Those are 30-ish.
Catholic tradition.
No, Mexican.
Mexican tradition. Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's from Yeah.
So I've known about 40 people that have died that I was relatively close to. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
But yeah, like so Rhaenyra just losing it, I thought was real great. I mean, it feels bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail for the actor.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a fan of like the craft of acting, which I assume you are,
I am.
Yes, that's probably really cool.
Yeah. But you stopped at the once he bit Araxes, you're just like,
yo, that was badass. Do it again.
I like watching. What do I like watching?
Porn.
Besides that, not watch-alongs, but reactions.
Or like commentary tracks.
Just no reaction videos of just people like watching things I like and reacting to it.
Yeah, sure.
If as long as they give like actual reaction, not just like sit down quietly just watching it.
Yeah.
Like,
I do the same thing for like for music that I like. Yeah.
So there's a group that I like. Your boy Roshi. I might like.
I don't know who that is.
They're
shout out to your boy Roshi, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have really good reactions, and I'm excited to see what they think of that episode because it's so good.
They're gonna give like the YouTube thumbnail face, like, and then they go, "Yo!"
It's like what? Yeah. But yeah. So overall, what are our thoughts on this season?
10 out of 10. S tier. Game of Thrones? Better than Game of Thrones. Fuck you. This is the best show on television until I find something that's better.
That is a statement that holds true to him. Yeah, I don't know if I give it 10 out of 10, but like it's fucking fantastic. It's just all around, like even for things if you don't like it, like it's so well done. The acting, the score. I was assuming.
Well, I haven't really delved deep into the score yet, but there were some moments that I'm like, ooh, that's a reference to this thing from before.
Yeah. Well, I think that for me, right, as long as the score like helps like make me feel in the scenes, then I think it works well enough.
Yeah,
so
usually I don't pay attention to the score on the first watch through because I'm
you're paying attention to the story of the characters.
Yeah, and in this one I was so like engaged with what was going on. I'm just like,
yeah. The characters, the acting is great. The drama in between the dialogue.
The dialogue is fucking excellent.
The sets,
the set design and costuming.
The CG's
the CG's really good because it all looks like we can't tell when they're using in-camera stuff versus CG stuff, which is always a good place to be. I've heard.
Yeah, and then just the entire plot of it, just fantastic. Overall, amazing. I think
S tier, bro.
I could agree with that.
It transcends.
Jesus Christ! It's giving you a visceral reaction.
This show makes me want to vomit, but that's good.
Yeah, so it's great. If you've gotten this far with not watching it and watching our video, I don't know why you do that, but just watch it.
Well, if they do that, that means they really like us as personalities. Yes. Which, thank you, but fuck you. You should watch the show.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I can't wait till season 2. I think it comes out 2024 though, so it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
I'm just hoping it's season 2's as tight as season 1.
I hope so, but I don't know. And I don't podcast. Thanks for watching, everyone.